your 5 most important players, and that is a crap ton of games, okay? That is a significant amount of time that you are missing. The Ingram part where people go, if healthy, that's something with this team that this year, if that's a part of the conversation, if we're doing, whoa, they're so good if healthy, if healthy, if healthy, I don't view that as an excuse when you've assembled a group that has that track record in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Here's a stat for you. So obviously that fivesome has played 0 minutes together.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram has not played. Even in the preseason, they didn't get many reps together. I think there was only one game where the whole starting 5 was together in the preseason. Even the 4 of them, though, take Ingram out, they haven't even played 400 minutes together, and they've been on the roster for over a season and a half now. Fewer than 400 minutes. When you look at, I looked at, well, what if even like 2 or 3 of them are on the court together? There's still not that many minutes, and the bulk of them are with Grady Dick and Gary Trent and Davion Mitchell as the extra guys. So like with guys who aren't around, and clearly if you have, those are not, winning lineups where you're really trying. So even if you give it some like, oh, they played together and they staggered the lineups or whatever, like there's a reason late last year when they sat guys out, they were like Quickly and Barnes have to play the same game. And Barrett and Pirtle can sit out together, but you don't want, you don't want to, like Quickly and Barrett play together in New York. Barnes and Pirtle are not, like they're not an obvious offensive pairing, even though that's your best defensive look. Like they were very intentional of like IQ and Barnes have to play together. They have to get some reps together. They're the 1-4 pick and roll, and they have negative chemistry until late last year. So yeah, this is a very real thing for a team that has been together a while and they're still a young team, but they're not like everyone in the starting lineup is on their big contract now. And they have like even a year and a half in, like no reps.
I got to tell you, the more prep I put into this team, because you do look at just the names on paper and some of the guys that took a step last year, right? Like Ochai, like Grady Dick had some real flashes last season of, wow, he's improved. He's way better off the dribble than he was in year 1, and you're hopeful that it's another year where he continues to progress as an offensive player. But you look at a lot of the different variables that are there, whether or not it's fit, whether or not it's health, whether or not it's like, this is the other one, which is last season they were 28th in attempts on 3-pointers. Mm-hmm. Which makes them 29th in makes. That's not going to shock anybody that you take the 28th amount of threes and you're not a great 3-point shooting team and that you end up 29th in makes. I actually think that Darko has done a pretty good job, all things considered, in terms of keeping these, like probably too good of a job in terms of the tank. Of keeping guys engaged and having ball movement and feeling as though there really does seem to be a culture that he is trying to instill with the younger players, and it seems to be resonating, which I was very doubtful of when he first came in and he did the cringy Scotty Barnes is going to be the face of the NBA thing, and you went, oh God, this is not, you feel like a stopgap guy. He doesn't feel that way to me anymore. There's some positivity around the idea that, hey, you're going to be watching competitive basketball as opposed to the last couple of seasons. There isn't the same overarching narrative that there was with the end of the Siakam, Fred, Powell, of just, they're going to have to really move a lot of these core pieces out and go with a full pivot. But it's very tough for me to look at this group of players and the way that they all play. And again, the starting 5 has talent, and think with modern offenses and modern basketball that they are going to be able to score enough to really show people that there is a ceiling to this team that goes beyond, they could be a middle of the pack Eastern Conference team that's maybe the tough out in the first round and gets a playoff victory. But if they do make it to the second round, is looking like kind of an easy out.
Yeah, and look, they're going to play a hard style, and they're going to be annoying to play against. That's going to be a trademark of theirs, I think. But yeah, you have to figure out, the ceiling. How do they, like we established the floor is playing. I have them for 44 wins.
I think that's about
cool.
right.
They're a fun team. They have a lot of good basketball players. Like if you are the type of fan that watches all 82 games, you're really going to enjoy this year.
Yeah,
they are going to play good, fun
better.
basketball. Yeah. But yeah, the path to how do they become a 50-win team, a 55-win team, that's still a pretty big unknown. And it's a lot of like I get it. Scotty Barnes could be an all-NBA player this year. I don't think that is entirely off the table, even though he had a bit of a rough preseason. But all 30 teams in the NBA are looking at, well, let's say 24 teams in the NBA are looking at what they have. It's like, well, if this guy takes a jump, it's like, you're okay. Everyone can think that. You got to actually have the guy take the jump. The Rockets are a great example last night. So I watched the Rockets Thunder double overtime game, and they, in a double OT game, they only took 39 shots, or 39 3-pointers. If they only took 39 shots, they would have lost by a lot.
I was going to say that would be pretty unprecedented.
Yes, they hit them all. They were all 8-pointers.
It's a lot of turnovers.
Yes, but like they have KD, who operates in the mid-range. They have Şengün, who you really operate a ton of. Like, they went bully ball last night, and they're down Fred VanVleet, who's their biggest three-point shooter. So 39 is a low number of threes for a double OT game. And that team, first of all, they lost the game. But you were only able to do that because you are a bully team that's so effective at operating through the post and in the mid-range. You know, if you want to say, hey, best case example for the Raptors, you know, Scotty Barnes is operating in that Şengün role. Brandon Ingram fills the KD role. Cool. Şengün still went 5 of 8 on threes. Like, he was their big three-point bomber, and some of those are like the Marc Gasol trail and transition stuff. But
How many
also,
games this season do you think Scotty Barnes is going to hit 5 threes?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's the right line. I was going to set the line at 2.5.
Yeah. So even like the best defensive team from last year, or I guess the second best defensive team to the Thunder, who took the defending champs to double overtime, and yes, they're down Fred VanVleet, but even they still got up 43s. It's and Şengün fired a bunch of them. So you can't take 25 threes in a game. This is why, like, the talking point in camp, and I wasn't there, but like reading the quotes and watching the YouTubes and stuff, quickly getting up 10 threes a game is going to be a talking point. Brandon Ingram's three-point volume is going to have to look more like it did in that 20 games last year when he was taking 6 or 7 a game than it has been historically when he is the true number one in an offense and things like that. And you really got to hope Grady Dick has something for you off the bench, because even the guys you like off the bench are not like three-point gunners. Like, none of the Jamison Battle, I guess, but I think Jamison Battle's not in the rotation to start the year. So like Jamal Shed, cool player, not a three-point shooter yet. Jacoby Walter, really cool player. Probably the guy who upped his stock with me the most last year, and all the extra time guys got. Not a three-point gunner yet. So you got to find that somewhere.
No, fun slasher.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
But three-point shooter, he is not.
No.
And he's one of those guys, too, where they do the projections of how good of a three-point shooter you can be in the league based on what you do at the free throw line in college more than what you do at the three-point line in college.
Because you only take like 100 attempts.
Yeah. And he is not a good free throw shooter from college.
Yes. What did he shoot last year on free throws? He shot 80% last year, but he only took like 75 free throws, 100 free throws.
Yeah. It's all right. Better at the NBA level. Your free throw shooting can go up, though, in the NBA level. It's usually just the marker of what your threes end up being. Again, not saying that it can't happen, but yeah, they really are just a group, when I look at them, of a lot of talented players, a lot of good guys who, in a vacuum, individually, like even the moves they make, like it's getting Brandon Ingram for the price that they got him at. I don't view that as some screw up for them.
No,
I
trade value-wise, the contract you can quibble with, but like Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk and the lowest of the first you held.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I get why people look at that trade and say, how do you not do that? You obviously do that. Look at the talent you're injecting onto your roster. What I think is, again, the most interesting thing with this team is all of them together, talent, nice vacuum acts. Looking at it as